Everyone wants confidence, but most people chase it in the wrong direction. They pile on advice, routines, and motivational slogans, thinking that adding more will finally make them feel secure. But in reality, confidence isn't built by doing more. It's unlocked by removing what's holding you back. The truth? Some habits quietly drain your self-belief. You won't even notice them at first, but over time, they compound. They chip away at your trust in yourself until doubt feels normal and certainty feels unreachable. That ends today. In this video, we're flipping the script. Instead of telling you what to do, I'm going to show you what to stop doing. Because it's often the subtle mistakes, not the big ones, that keep you stuck. And once you cut those behaviors loose, you'll feel the shift fast. Not fake hype, not surface-level confidence, real certainty, built from clarity, not performance. If you're ready to walk differently, think sharper, and finally step into the version of yourself that doesn't second-guess every move, this is where it starts. Let's break it down. Nothing undermines confidence faster than comparison. It creeps in silently, scrolling through social feeds, watching someone else speak effortlessly, or hearing about someone's progress while you're still figuring things out. And before you even notice, your energy shifts, your standards blur, your direction starts to drift. But here's the truth. Comparison warps reality. You're rarely seeing the full story. You're seeing highlights, carefully edited moments designed to impress. And if you judge your worth by another person's edited version of success, you're chasing a mirage. That chase leads to exhaustion, not growth. Confidence can't thrive when your focus is on someone else's path. The moment your energy turns outward for validation, you dilute your momentum. You lose clarity on what matters to you and instead start performing for an invisible scoreboard that never pays off. To stop this, you need a new lens. Start with context. Every person has different starting points, different priorities, different resources. What's progress for them might not apply to your mission. And that's okay. When you honor your own timeline, you make space to build something sustainable. Next, track your own markers. Stop measuring success by external milestones. Build your own metrics. Did I follow through on what I said today? Did I act with integrity when it counted? Did I stay focused when it got hard? These questions anchor your growth in reality, not someone else's performance. Another key shift is narrowing your circle of influence. If the people you follow trigger feelings of lack or jealousy, unfollow, not out of spite, but for protection. What you consume affects how you think. Curate your environment as carefully as you set goals. Also, celebrate others without questioning your own value. Their success doesn't take anything from you. If anything, it proves what's possible. Use that as evidence that momentum exists, not as proof you're behind. You're not late, you're not off course, you're building something real, and that takes patience. Confidence rises when you give yourself permission to stay focused on your own progress. Before we continue with the next habit that silently destroys self-trust, I've got one quick ask. I'm building a space for people serious about personal growth, and your support makes a difference. If you're finding this valuable, hit that subscribe button and stick with me. More coming up. The moment your confidence depends on applause, it stops being yours. Chasing approval is a trap that many fall into without realizing it. It starts subtly, checking for reactions, adjusting based on feedback, withholding opinions to avoid disapproval. Over time, these behaviors chip away at your authenticity. You become a reflection of others instead of a reflection of your values. When external validation becomes your measuring stick, you hand over control. Every compliment feels like oxygen, and every silence feels like rejection. That imbalance makes you unstable. You feel powerful only when you're praised and unsure when you're not. That's not confidence, it's dependence. To reverse this, stop making acceptance your goal. Shift your focus toward alignment. Ask yourself, does this match who I want to be? Instead of, will they like this? That question redirects your energy toward inner clarity. Detached from the need to be seen, you can still connect with others without relying on them to confirm your worth. True confidence isn't shown when you're celebrated, it's visible when you keep moving without applause. You don't need to be cold or emotionless, you just need to be rooted. External feedback can be helpful, but it should never override your internal compass. Begin by validating your own decisions. Review what you did well, where you improved, and what you learned. This reinforces self-trust. When your self-assessment becomes more important than outside opinion, your confidence stabilizes. Confidence built this way doesn't fade when the spotlight moves. It stays because it wasn't borrowed, it was built. Avoiding difficulty might feel safe, but it creates a silent decline. Every time you sidestep discomfort, you reinforce a belief: I can't handle this. That belief, even if unspoken, shapes how you move. You start shrinking your world. You hesitate. You stall. Eventually, you stop trusting yourself in unfamiliar situations. Confidence isn't about always knowing what to do, it's about being willing to figure things out. That willingness doesn't appear out of nowhere, it's earned through action. When you avoid tough conversations, new responsibilities, or anything uncertain, you rob yourself of growth. Taking on challenges doesn't mean reckless risk, it means stepping into spaces that demand more from you, mentally, emotionally, or physically. These are the places where belief is tested and strengthened. Start small. Choose one thing today you've been postponing. Face it, not to win, but to prove to yourself that hesitation doesn't own you. That proof becomes memory, and memory becomes strength. Resistance builds resilience. It shows you where your limits are, but also where they expand. Each step into the unknown teaches you something the comfortable never will. Confidence isn't found in the easy. It's revealed in how you move when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Challenge is your training ground. Use it. What you tell yourself becomes how you see yourself. Many people speak to themselves with language they would never use toward others. Inside their own mind, they become critics, doubters, and enemies of progress. These internal statements don't just hurt, they shape identity. Phrases like, "I always mess this up," or "I'll never get this right," may feel harmless, but they carry weight. Repetition turns them into truth. Over time, your brain stops questioning them. They become accepted beliefs. The key is not to replace every thought with empty positivity. Instead, introduce balance. When a harsh thought surfaces, respond, not with denial, but with accuracy. Replace "I'm terrible at this" with "I'm working through it." Change "I can't do it" into "I'm still learning." These adjustments sound simple, but they shift your brain from judgment to process. Language has direction. It can move you forward or trap you. Choose words that focus on improvement, not failure. Precision in language builds clarity in mindset. Also, monitor tone. Even silent self-talk carries emotion. Speak internally with the same calm authority you'd offer a friend navigating something difficult. Changing your self-dialogue won't be instant, but every time you correct a damaging thought, you reclaim control. Confidence starts in the mind. Train it well. Perfectionism seems noble. Aiming high, pushing hard, expecting excellence. But under the surface, it's fear in disguise. When everything must be flawless, nothing ever feels good enough. You hesitate to begin because the outcome might fall short. You delay finishing because details still feel off. Progress stalls. Momentum fades. Confidence can't breathe in that environment. The problem isn't ambition, it's expectation without flexibility. Real growth comes from effort, not flawless execution. When perfection becomes the goal, mistakes feel like failure rather than feedback. Let go of needing everything to be exact. Replace that with a commitment to finish. Completion builds trust. Even when things aren't ideal, showing up consistently is what strengthens belief in yourself. Lowering pressure doesn't mean lowering standards. It means giving yourself room to adjust, adapt, and evolve. That space encourages creativity and risk-taking, both essential to building self-assurance. Take pride in improvement, not perfection. Look back and track what's changed. Use that evidence to reinforce capability, not to chase an impossible image. Start releasing the need to control every outcome. Done is powerful. Done with integrity is unstoppable. Confidence grows when you allow room for mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving anyway. Thinking deeply is a strength, but overthinking? It's a trap. The more you replay a moment, the harder it is to act. You get stuck in loops, what-ifs, worst-case outcomes, endless analysis. Action fades and uncertainty grows. Confidence doesn't erode from failure, it erodes from indecision. Overthinking convinces you to wait for perfect clarity. But clarity often comes after you move, not before. You'll never think your way into absolute certainty. To break the cycle, introduce limits, set a timer to decide, create boundaries around problem solving. Choose a solution and commit to it, then adjust if necessary. Movement builds momentum. Momentum builds belief. Another method, write thoughts down. Putting them on paper gives them structure and separates emotion from logic. You'll often find that what felt overwhelming becomes manageable once externalized. Also, avoid seeking constant reassurance. Asking others repeatedly doesn't lead to confidence. It reinforces doubt. Confidence favors decisions. Not always perfect ones, but clear ones. You don't need more information. You need to trust your ability to respond, not predict. Train yourself to act sooner, not recklessly, but with direction. Trying to keep everyone happy will leave you drained and unsure of who you are. People-pleasing often looks like kindness, but underneath, it's fear. Fear of rejection, fear of disappointing, fear of being misunderstood. So, you say yes too often. You avoid conflict. You suppress your preferences. But when you do that long enough, your sense of identity fades. Your needs become an afterthought. That's not generosity. It's self-neglect. Confidence requires boundaries, not walls, but limits. You can still be thoughtful without compromising your values. Saying no doesn't make you rude. It shows you know what matters. Start practicing honesty in small moments. Share your opinions. Protect your time. Let others adjust instead of always adjusting yourself. When you stop bending to fit everyone's expectations, you begin standing tall in your own truth. Fear of failing keeps you from ever fully starting. You hesitate, delay, or aim low, not because you lack ability, but because the idea of falling short feels unbearable. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the threat. Avoidance is. Every skill, breakthrough, or transformation involves trial and error. Confidence grows when you expose yourself to risk and discover you can handle the outcome. That resilience can't be developed in safety. It's forged in friction. Start reframing failure as feedback. When something doesn't work, it teaches. When plans fall apart, they reveal gaps. These aren't dead ends, they're data points. Also, remember, the fear of embarrassment often looms larger than the reality. Most people are focused on their own worries. Your setbacks aren't as public as you think. Let yourself try boldly. Let outcomes vary. The point isn't perfection, it's progress. Each time you face fear and still take the next step, you prove you're stronger than hesitation. Confidence isn't just mental, it's physical. How you treat your body impacts how you feel about yourself. Skipping rest, ignoring nutrition, or staying sedentary drains your clarity. When your energy dips, so does your self-trust. It's harder to make clear decisions or show up strong when your foundation is weak. Self-care isn't indulgence, it's preparation. When you sleep enough, eat well, and move daily, you reinforce the message that you matter. That commitment to your health builds consistency, and consistency strengthens confidence. Start with the basics. Hydrate, move your body, unplug regularly, treat your physical health as seriously as your goals. It's the base everything else stands on. A clear mind comes from a well-supported body. Take care of it like it matters, because it does. Who you surround yourself with shapes how you think. If your environment is full of negativity, criticism, or drama, your confidence suffers, even if you're not aware of it. Toxic energy drains focus. It keeps you second-guessing, doubting, and holding back. You can't grow in soil that constantly undermines you. Choose people who challenge you to rise, not shrink. Look for honesty without hostility, support without strings. Protect your space like it's sacred, because it is. Confidence thrives where trust and respect are present. Clear the noise, strengthen your circle. Confidence isn't created by doing more. It's built by avoiding what quietly erodes it. Each habit you drop opens space for strength to grow. Now it's your turn. Which behavior are you letting go of starting today? Drop it in the comments. I want to see who's taking action, not just watching. And if this video gave you clarity, insight, or even one shift in how you see yourself, hit that like button and subscribe. I'm building a space for focused minds and grounded confidence, and I want you in it. Clear habits, clear power. Let's keep moving forward.